Look at the MCC Compact Scorecard. We're in 13 out of 22 indicators. That's what Salon gets. We failed at least. People don't manage this. We will not do well. In 13 indicators out of 22. And so we still continue. Yesterday, we look at economic freedom. And today, we therefore pay attention to investing in people. The Investing in People Index, they measure how well a country don't they support its citizens in key areas such as health, education, and overall human development. So that's basically what they pay attention to in the show this morning. And there are 6 indicators in this category where we therefore look at this morning in the show, and therefore do it health expenditure. We have health expenditure and also workforce development and natural resources protection and also chronic disease under this investing in people, and also girl primary education completion rate, and the final one is child health. So that is 6 and we look at in the program this morning under investing in people. So to expect forget Imran Sillah, we not a member of the SLPP media team, and also Honorable AKK from the APC, we're not the chief whip in the parliament. So that in 2 people will get in the program this morning for me we can discuss whether this report match to within the reality on the ground, or probably there is different type or kind of interpretation in all written this report. So joining me in the studio this morning, we got Imran Sillah from the SLPP media team. Imran, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Fambulem. How do?
Honorable AKK, good morning. Good morning. All right, we can talk about the MCC Compact Scorecard. Yesterday we talked about economic freedom, and today we talk about investing in people. I start off with you, AKK. We don't see the report. 6 in that category, investing in people, and let's start off with health expenditure, 64. Leone, how realistic is this?
Thank you very much. Allow me to preface the entire report for say, at a time like this when we're going to the 8th year of President Bio, we've seen 3 concurrent reports. One we give to the MCC. We don't see the World Bank reports, and we don't see a local report. We an abandoned report. In all 3 of these reports, our country has not done well at all. For want of words, I will not use, we failed woefully, but that is not far-fetched from the reality. In all of these, you just briefly say look at the economy yesterday, and naturally, if a country's economy is not doing well, every other sector gets the tendency for fail. So we look at the area of health, where we narrow today first the investment in health. I will tell you there is something critical when it comes to us looking at the current government, their posture in governance. One, we look at what they said when they were campaigning. We look at what is in their manifesto, and we look at the realities on implementation, budgetary allocations, and we look at what in the audit report say we na in the national data.
So does this report get for capture all day?
Okay, what make it important for you look at all of the one in the facts. All of the one in the form part of the literature. If you forget a very serious conversation over waiting you want to do, you are assessing, because waiting MCC they do is not just looking at the current trend, but it also the help we as citizens for look at where we are as a country and what we need for do going forward.
All right. So in this report, this health expenditure, it should say Salon they do well.
Okay.
So they make actual realistic is this back
okay.
home.
As I say, maybe I wanted to take a long drive, but I'll make it short for you. So because before we begin, say time no day.
Thank you.
Firstly, it is not realistic in the sense that if you look at the same report talk about child death and every other thing, we have to do with picking them na the health sector. He said we're not doing well in that area. And if you look at the 2023 audit report, it always say basic things that we for dinner at the hospitals, like gloves, medicines. You go na Connaught, for example, Kiama Road, they say we'll not even get oxygen. You look at the ambulance system na the country, out of 140 will we get, now only 100 they work. Out of that 168 of them not get oxygen cylinders.
This is quite
inside.
different. Government is pour money into this, but probably people need to make sure say that money the government is spend actualize.
If I begin calm down the land, it go able help you, it help me, it help the people. Because
So, but will they accept the government not to spend money on that particular side?
but budgetary allocations are
9%.
not government expenditures.
9%.
No, budgetary allocations are not government expenditures. Let me come clear this way. If you take, for example, in education, we spend 22%.
22%. And
That is what is in paper.
yes, and health 9 at the second we fall by 9, so 9%.
I am still, if you allow me to land.
No, follow just get clarity.
No, you now I still tell you see budgetary allocations. Where government saying that this we allocate into the health. If you, because being a member of parliament, at the end of every year, I see the actuals where government they give. Take for example in local government they allocate huge money. As we talk, this is in November, they've not given a dime to those councils.
Right.
So budgetary allocations are different from realities on allocations.
Right.
The only sectors in a salon where they get full money, where Ministry of Finance the budget and even surplus. Now the office of the president, the office of the chief minister, the Ministry of Finance.
Right.
Please allow me for land on this point, because I also know one law we they use budgetary allocations for main realities on implementation and disbursement. What would they do in a parliament? Would they say if government get money, now this kind of money then for spending health, and this kind of money then for spending education. But even as we talk in the area of education, this whole time till the end to in December 19, no school have been given a subsidy.
So the 1.5 billion where government, I mean part of the budget, you mean government not give that money to the Ministry of Health?
If you give me chance, maybe when I come back, I will give you exactly the amount where government don't disburse now.
All right.
Because when they do the supplementary budget, they give you sector by sector. In fact, in some sectors, they cut them down, you understand? And in some sectors, government not even able to give up to 20%. I'll tell you in holistic when it comes to the budget, with the exception of the offices where I don't call, including parliament, no other sector, not in a salon, don't get up to 30% of in allocations where government don't give. So it tells you when it comes to disbursement, it is different from the realities of what is in the budget. So now what we get for show clear today is, yes, the MCC Scorecard is saying we improving expenditure. For them, it is the government intention for even lift the percentage of allocation, you understand, is the threshold. So because we don't say we spend this kind of amount of money, naturally every other person, including me, Sidoya, is happy that we are giving this attention to health. But is it the reality on the ground? I'll tell you no.
All right, Imran, welcome to this conversation. And you know, listen to it in AKK say, I mean, this is far from the reality. I mean, from the side of the SLPP and the government. What's your take?
Well, I mean, again, year after year, since April of 2018, we, the people of this country, first give President Julius Maada Bio the opportunity for serve as President of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Which we don't see in the president in vision a consistency. You know, you make a member, I think now in the second World Bank report, I think now in 2019 or 2020, where they encourage the government of President Julius Maada Bio for adopt what they call policy focus, and it's a policy stamina, because they see viability in the posture, in the vision, in the policies, in the programs of government. And that make the World Bank report, they be encourage the government and the president for maintain policy focus and policy stamina. So 5, 6 years on, we don't see consistency in key critical areas, and one of which you mentioned. So you talk about healthcare, government in commitment to healthcare in terms of budgetary allocation. Within things say we need to understand fundamentally in then conversations that every government, including the previous government, we been served before now, and AKK, now a member of that political party, they will inform that government. No, say every year there is a budget budget statement. No, so I think the Parliament call on the appropriation bill. I don't know if not the exact one and they are talk exact way than they are talking, but them call on the appropriation bill. And the appropriation bill, they basically they give government in projected revenue, and also now the priority areas and also for spend them. They also they talk about the funding gap then they and how government get. So it's normal. That's not extraordinary day in terms of we take the talk. So as it relates to government since 1996 or even before 1996 with the introduction of multi-party politics. But the fact of the matter remains, and that make MCC through their independent means them, they reach their conclusions there. So all of them, then data and statistics that they say and the reports that they accompany then data and statistics there are not generated by the government of Sierra Leone, not in any instance, yeah. They get their own yardstick, they have their own parameters, they have their own measurement, and then they reach their conclusions there. And it is very organic, authentic, and genuine. Now that make you see them give the percentage on healthcare in terms of what the government don't do. We don't actually they achieve quite a lot since on maternal. From the time we them first report, then they begin come more.
So let's talk about, let's pay attention to this. Let's talk about this 2026. I mean, AKK talk about the intention and versus the reality. I mean, we talk about budgetary allocation is now waiting government wants for spend, but it not necessarily meaning that that's government the spend.
So I mean, again, we can talk about the data now, and which you say 60% also 64%, above 60%. But then if you treat them in isolation, it says nothing on its own. Yeah. But if you put them as against previous report that we don't come out and which it is say, what it shows a pattern, it shows a vision, it shows trajectory, it shows direction, it shows determination, it shows focus, right, in that particular area. Then that may consistently be able to achieve on things like maternal mortality, infant mortality, immunization, and all of them. So it not just suddenly happen in 2025 at the back end of 2025. There's nothing we. It takes planning, it takes focus, it takes policies, it takes programs for reach so. And over and above all, it is show consistency in governance in that particular regard.
So the 9% of I mean budget allocation to that of the Ministry of Health, I mean for 2025 it was around 1.5 billion. I mean, how governments don't they use this for and this 64%? I mean, that is something I will make clear. AKK don't state and clear say government get intention, but practicality of doing waiting that money they do for, they are not doing it. So waiting, let's pinpoint on government don't do this, government don't build hospitals, government don't do X, government don't do Y, and you look at it, government is spending in health. So that's, I think that's how we'll center that conversation around. What have waiting government don't do?
So, I mean, again, the 1.5 we mentioned, we don't arrive at 64%. That's 64%.
And I'm not saying it arrive. I do talk about back home, waiting government don't spend 2025.
That's the point. You talk, because I'm obviously now all of the metrics then the units then put together for arrive at within the arrive at, and so which was developed organically and they arrive at their own conclusions. Now here's the point. If you ask the average Sierra Leonean now, just do a survey, and ask within the perception with regards to healthcare in this country, me included, as I sit on here, because they also utilize government hospitals, them, including the one at King Amman Road, for me picking them. There's a lot more trust. There's a lot more accessibility. You talk about the maternal mortality, infant mortality rate that will be in their culture day long before now. Those frequencies and their occurrences, then they few far between, right? Now because them figures then they should say there's investment in healthcare, right, for government hospitals them across the country, yeah, in terms of the recruitment of staff, healthcare workers, healthcare practitioners, making sure say areas then we will not get specialized people. I mean, in terms of the practice, people that don't go out for go train them at the expense of government and scholarships for come back, right, and come. Give their own contribution to healthcare. So now that make we fend we self. So it not happen by accident. Dr. Austin Demby, if you fend him, call him Nayaso. right? And I should say it don't go on several platforms there.
And it's still fine and difficult for Kanaya. I don't know why.
But he has been to countless.
Well, I don't know it's making no Kanaya. We'll continue the conversation.
So not get lucky to get up.
So you don't come by luck now.
No, not get lucky because it's also getting your schedule, not to so.
It's go ahead.
And not for waking up morning as Minister of Health for beginning the pass from radio to radio.
No, but that's his job for making the people aware about which in ministry they do.
He has done so several times.
Go ahead.
Weekly press conference at the Ministry of Information, countless number of times. I don't hear an 90, I don't hear an SLPP. If I'm into them bracket SLPP, a number of occasions, I don't see an AYV and so on and so forth. So you will come here in good time, gonna count on our blessings there, they come. Yeah. So look, back to the issue of healthcare. I think it is one of those areas where the priority for President Julius Maada Bio and in government. And that make we be consciously and deliberately, President make sure say the budgetary allocation increase to healthcare. My brother had a reference education and said, well, it was 22%, not mean saying at 22%. Look, here's the thing. You basically just need to look at the figures. Figures where they take public exams now, MPSC became.
Let's stick to the health.
No. Now the equivalent now, right? We come back to healthcare.
Let's stick to the health because the same thing you talk about 22%, and the same thing you talk about say the 9% is not be realistic. So it's the same thing. So let's stick to that conversation there.
So now the point down there they try to disagree with. If you look at the number of people now where they take public exams, MPSC.
Well, therefore reach to health because gal picking MPSC education. Of course, now do well that side. But let's stick to health. Whatever kind of side.
See the one in the don't go up. And they go up by accident. They go up because there is a conscious and deliberate investment, right, in terms of in budgetary allocation and money into the sector. Then that make we see the turnout, they look the way they look.
Imran, I will appreciate if you tell me that this budgetary government will allocate. I mean, we will look at say, well, 2025 government able to give it to hospitals, new hospitals. I mean, these are improvements we don't make in terms of the health sector. I mean, some people use public hospitals. We safely use at some point. Sick so much, so sick plenty.
Thank you.
Yes, but let's look at tangibles. I mean, visibility. What in government don't do, we make it under 64. I think I struggle for get a kind of answer from you, Imran.
You go probably struggle, right? Because Midigi broad sweeps.
Well, that broad is I want specifics. I'm giving
broad sweeps consistent with within the reports they suggest. Yeah, and the fact that you talk well within other specifics then they actually relate to the 64%. Somehow you give the impression, or maybe they insinuate, or some undertones as if to say, well, the 64% maybe not supposed for happy.
Now, I'm not saying now you get a clarity of say, well, now this make we earn 64, and if it's the reality on the ground, I mean, where it happen, I'm just using if where people don't quote me on if now the reality on the ground. I mean, Imran for say, well, I mean last year we got 5 hospitals. I mean 300 beds hospital. I mean, these are things we don't do in the health sector, XYZ, and people get a clear understanding. So that's I'm asking. I'm not saying as I put her on that tone or whatever. I'm not doubting the report. So we're just asking what the government don't do.
Well, I hope so. They doubt the report, but then la also add. I mean, very recently the media corner, not so right? President, the minister. And the hospital we did it. Yes, we had support from our partners then. Clearly there were inputs, right? But then across the country, we also know say in terms of staff capacity, right, for government hospitals then across the country we know say they don't go up significantly. We know say the ambulances, my brother say within 100 days in service or something like that. But look, I don't think
less than 40.
I don't think say you've been forced to sit down there 10 years back in terms of which we actually did in service. So look, we get oxygen there now hospitals there, government hospitals there across the country. We know say I don't go to a government hospital, you don't see them, the oxygen where they call located there. Right, then for make sure say patients the way they come in able to get access to oxygen, not to lecture the way you get for struggle for get them and also you get for get them from. So those are the little things where they improve healthcare service, yeah, and healthcare delivery. It is the same now for Connaught Hospital if you go there. If you go Satellite Hospital na Kington, if you go na Lumley, Regent Road, yeah. You see the delivery. So if you go Oladurin, right, you see the delivery of service. are much improved, much better, more alert. Yeah, they're able for turn over patients them and make sure the patients then come out they with the kind of healthcare where then go for, right, and feel a lot better where then they come out there. So it is all of those things put together. It's a total aggregate, yeah, of within day government hospitals them across the country, right? Government investment and look, and then they now come back to the point fundamentally. Then they know they happen by miracle, not a magic wand. Yeah. So if the budgetary allocation go up, it should be reflected, and the best way we reflect them now in the lives of people. Ultimately, that's the sole and only determinant. So you can get a conversation and say, well, this 9% have not all go, but I mean the one that we're on the receiving end, right? Where now they collect your data and statistics from in terms of within day at the hospitals there. No, they tell you that one day. It shows that there is the right investment. Now that make we see them figures they had the drop on maternal mortality, infant mortality, immunization, and plenty more, right? You just see the one in there.
AKK, according to Imran, this is reflective, and recently we see mortuary safely under the plate of the SLPP.
Thank you for adding that.
This is
Thank you for adding that.
Okay.
Thank you.
No waste of time.
Now we're having serious conversation on the issues.
No, I'll just help you on that one.
We say we don't allocate.
Useful.
You say we don't allocate 9%. Nothing more interesting. The office of the president alone is receiving 225 billion.
Yes, that's scripted conversation. One couch.
No,
hold on, Imran. Hold
this
on.
is the budget. I know they use the script. Whereas the entire Ministry of Health, they get one.
This now the APC talking points there now.
1.5 billion.
No, 131 billion.
1 billion. All right.
These are the entire health sector.
That is for 2025.
So the entire health sector is when you compare to waiting then they get to waiting the president they get. The office of the president now 50% of waiting they allocate to the office of the president and the entire health sector.
So hold on. I mean, when you talk about the office of the
255
billion.
Yes.
I attempted to ask how much now we national budget.
I will give you a total of the national budget. What they do basically, you know, sometimes when they come into the conversation here, we have been very careful as members of parliament. I always speak to documents. You have the right to Google it. I can send it for you if you want it. This is within the Ministry of Finance. That's what I use. So when you talk about government allocations, you look at key sectors. You understand? When you look at key sectors, then you look at key performance indicators. And you look at I also they use the audit reports greatly because this is what government tells me. This is not what I know they use band and data, although the data is driven by research, but I am using government owned data. So tell me, if you're talking about the entire health sector, they get only 50% of what you allocate to the office of the president. Tell me how serious are you with the health sector in the country? Secondly, Imran is a media specialist, and I am using this, and then tell you host the Minister of Health, ask him to give you permission to roll the cameras in just the wash facilities of major government hospitals across the country. When you say we're doing well in the health sector, there are key indicators some of us they look at when we visit.
I'm not saying now. What did the report say? Now what did the report say?
No, one thing I know they do today, I know they dispute the report.
Okay.
But what they do, they try to give realities of what actually operates in the health sector versus the allocations being given with the rate for. What they do, if you listen to the report, the report not rates the entire health sector. It rates the allocations being given.
So now that's what they discuss about.
Exactly. So what me they do now is, I am giving the realities in the health sector. You understand? Where is clearly stated in audit reports them. 3 years audit report span. If you give me a chance, I'll give page by page, and maybe then there will be a way, like what Imran say, is scripted because this is what the nation, the national records they show we when our government own data. So if you got example, take for example, he's talking about recruitment. In Magboroka, whilst even when we talk about recruitment, there is somebody who has worked there for 21 good years. You understand? He did his study, he came back. Till today, he has not received a PIN code. This is not what I have said. This is what the audit report says. So when you look at the total number of employment in the nursing, where people say, "Oh, it put more nurses, more medical officers." Look at the total number of nurses we be there and waiting there now. The difference is not up to 3,000. So you begin to ask yourself, who is deceiving who? You go to major referral hospital. Take for example, take just camera Kana Rokupa and see what is happening in Rokupa. The place is abysmal. I'm a member of the health committee. Some of these things we try not to come out in the media and for make everything look like nothing is working. But the reality is the true reflection of waiting we get is not working. I'll give you, recently I met with the Minister of Health. I am saying this on media now because this is what the reality is. There are 3 major hospitals where we begin build from 2015 and they were almost in conclusion before President Bio Kanapawa. The Lumley Hospital where them be the bill.
This one we don't do now, like Gent Road?
No, not but this now the one I can build recently.
No, there is.
No, there is
no, I think that there is the same building where they talk about that same spot there where I think APC starts that project there and later SLPP can build a new one because that has been another concern.
Let me just tell you the interesting thing.
Hospital then at that place there? Still?
No, na market today.
Oh, okay.
No, but no, get this as joke. This way you
No, hold on,
I'm coming.
He's a brother.
This way you mentioned, so Imran, it has been my personal concern. To be honest, because now what I'm saying, I'm coming. What I'm saying,
the location
you say Lumley Health Center, there is a 2 building with it.
Now the location I'm
coming, Imran. You understand what
I fully understand what you mean.
Thank you.
Now
ask me question. There is a 2 building with it. With the one, of course, you're aware about.
I don't go there.
Thank you.
I go to the president.
Thank you.
Where president go for go open the hospital?
And there's a building where the way now be APC project.
Yeah.
I mean, people
No.
don't ask.
No. They are not called APC project.
I'm coming.
It's a Salon project.
People be don't they ask. I mean, why that building they be abandoned and put up another new structure?
The hospital where they functional, right?
No, I'm asking why that building
the hospital
is about state resources.
The hospital,
government use money.
The hospital.
Why government not be continuing?
That hospital there where president go open. Interestingly enough, I've been there. I think I go there about 30 or 45 minutes before His Excellency the President been there, and we do the tour. We've been there with him, and it's a fantastic hospital that was built, and I think down there they serve that community there, but even people in that immediate environment there, and I think even the purpose for which APC been try for do something, I mean, for serve that community there when it comes to healthcare and also, and people in that immediate environment there. So now that make when it talk.
So now we feel say it nice for discontinue that particular project.
Now that make when it talk say one hospital they with them they build where they abandoned now, but then call then that been the
not one.
You one of 3 you mentioned that side.
No, but down there everybody they see them. Everybody will pass around along the side.
So now that make I ask the question:
please allow me
if hospital did it right now and it serve the purpose for which their intentions were meant for.
AKK. Go ahead.
Okay.
Not point down there.
I get a personal conversation with the Minister of Health because what I don't do now is I also don't always say it's not always about critiquing government, but also get positive dialogue with make things happen. 3 major hospitals: the one at Waterloo, 100-bed hospital, the one at Macaulay Street, Naya, and the one at Lumley. All of them be reach almost 90% conclusion rate. All waiting be left, I'll tell you, according to the words of the minister, we've paid the contractor $3 million. This is less than waiting it take for even do this new hospital. And you're talking about 100-bed hospital than just build in Lumley, and you abandon 300-bed hospitals. Waiting in Lumley na a pediatric hospital of excellence we then just build. The other one for don't address all the adults and other people in they can they. Lumley is not just a solar community, but when you talk about Lumley, you also talk about that facility for able to address all the other players then took care for able can then access them. For me, one question you ask him and we no answer now the fact say he say out of waiting government don't allocate, waiting we don't use as we own money where government they see we don't take for build any hospital. Let's imagine for any purpose we have this 300-bed where na $3 million we need for facilitate for complete them. What is wrong to pay this $3 million and get this 300-bed hospital 100-bed na Waterloo? Look at the capacity na Waterloo. Look at the capacity. Mindle Freetown where where they abandon another 300 bed hospital. So for me, again, I will say this: we expenditure pattern in the health sector is not reflective to the needs of the people. I will say this, Imran. For Usami Common Akambia district, for almost a whole 8 years, no new infrastructure in the health sector has not been built. If you see anyone, now the 4 way we don't build Namion community. And we're not doing this because we are happy to do it, but because we see a need gap. So what do we expect in this allocation where government say we they make now the factory? Let's be realistic. What's in our government expenditure in the health sector? What are we investing in? Are we investing in training people? How many nurses we don't train when are free? We take them from, because again in the health sector it's not just about building the infrastructure, it's also about building the capacity. I am expecting Imran to come here and give us real-time statistics of waiting government don't build in the health sector where reflect this 9%, waiting government, other government don't train where now maybe the person was a nurse, it has been improved to another capacity. Waiting government don't do in terms of allocations even into the medicine, the free health care. When you talk about health sector, una not inherit and health sector will be down. You talk about the ambulance system. If you read the audit report, it say from the 2015 ambulance they will buy now they use steadily. But let me tell you what's shocking. And this is where I always say, as leaders, we must not be dishonest to our people. Imran go tell you, say the ministers them in the serve. After 5 years, we don't buy new motor for all the ministers them back. But we're using ambulance where the ordinary people they use for 15 years now. So it tells you how much we take the people and work seriously. When it comes to waiting, the political class they enjoy when it comes to mobility, we buy new ones them. If you watch now our recent vehicles they already buy, whereas the ambulance system is not working. So what I am doing this morning is advocating, simply advocacy what I am doing in the health sector. In as much as, just like Imran and any other Sierra Leonean, I am happy we passed the indicator. We talk about disbursements into the health sector, but the reflective systems, are these people getting all of this money every year? The question is no. When I go further, I go tell Imran last year waiting government allocate and waiting the ministry receive. I go tell him this year waiting government allocate and waiting the ministry receive, and I go tell him say, just the hospitals as we talk, even the drugs, you go to some hospitals you don't get the drugs. The model they use for get private people for coming to the hospital for sell drugs is not a good one. Imagine if government buy drugs and those drugs are expired, they take them off the shelf. But when you bring private people into those, what are the mechanisms? So I am talking to the not critiquing government, but say we need to work, do more. Let the allocations be reflective. And I must say this, for me, I think it is an insensitive part of government for allocate more money to the president and the office of the chief minister than that of the Ministry of Health.
Thank you very much. Let me switch from health to that of education, which is another important one of the
you want to say something?
The government. I'll give 30 seconds.
Yeah, just very quickly. You cast them vehicles the way ministers and deputy ministers them in getting a first term. Vehicles the way they pay for through a scheme, and also say at the end of the first term, because you mention them and get the impression as if to say, oh, they don't buy that motor back for them. All of those who served as ministers and deputy ministers actually paid for their vehicles.
That the ministers they pay with their own cash.
And I also know say. When them give them, when them they calculate what them supposed to get at the end of the first term, I know say a significant portion, right, was taken away by government or go towards the balance.
I'm not going to push away from, because I go and tempted for asking almost waiting at the cost of them vehicle and the minister the guy. No push away from that.
All of them vehicles then for the first time actually is owned by them, because they actually pay for them with their own cash from their money, and it was cut directly.
I don't want to push away from the conversation because I'll be tempted to ask almost a vehicle and they cost.
So look
No, I just want to let you know that one.
Thank you.
So look, get down the clear.
Girls
to say they buy motor for charge, they don't buy back.
So no push.
First time, every vehicle has been paid for.
Imran, let's stick to the conversation.
Please permit me for just make some
No, I'm coming. AKK, let's stick to the conversation. We not get enough time.
No problem.
I mean, girls' primary completion, girls' primary education. I mean, completion, and of course, una score 97% of that day, and of course, this now one way. Now it gets the person get passion for education. I mean, he put 22% of the country, I mean, into education. I mean, and I don't want to ask how realistic this is, because you have to tell me say it's practical. I mean, but how do government view this?
I mean, again, yesterday I've been to talk to somebody about the MCC scorecard, and previous scorecard that don't come out before now. And at least a senior person in government, he works at State House. Now I say, man, you need for no one thing. Now I say, which thing, sir? He say the work of a president. It's an ocean liner. It's not a speedboat. So you don't run and rush through things. You have to be deliberate. You have to be thorough. You have to be determined. You have to be focused. The only way you're able to get them forward and they together at one go. Now you're able to get the required results in the end. And yes, it not means say invariably the challenges they knock for day. So AKK in decide for say glass half empty. Now I saw this morning, and fine for him. I mean, his opposition, his APC. If I were in his position, I would be doing the same this morning, right? But may choose for say glass half full, right? And how do we move forward based on the achievement, based on what we have been able to do, right? For the people of this country, not for SLPP, for the people of this country. And so you mentioned education. I always like to go back to a moment in time where President Bio been get the idea, we informed the manifesto, right? We turned himself into a medium-term national development plan in the first term of President Bio. And there were basic fundamental truths then, right? We informed the manifesto there, and the investment that we don't see in education up until this term. Number one, at that, picking and not going to get access to education. If even able to get access to education and not be able to sit public exams, MPSC Becker was, because it been depend on parents their ability for pay every single dime of their money then they right through. Number one. Number two, we found within our rural communities be now for make a decision as to whether that them boy picking or then girl picking. And in world culture and world tradition, who friend who self, I mean from your people then na potloko, kafubulom. Or me paternal side na mwamba yawima. Then I'll get for begin the cherry pick. Say, oh no, well, the boy picking and get for benefit to the girl picking, get for go married. So look, make the girl picking laying young buku and it happen. So His Excellency the President was moved by the statistics then prior to 2018, and he said, let us invest. Let us make sure say picking and get the ability for take public exams at the expense of government. So now we can sit down and get a conversation. Hey, well, that's why I go first school for me picking. I get for pay this, I get for pay that. Look, the reality speaks for themselves. Number one, access to public exams. MPSC Becker was it's at the expense of government. Now that make we see the numbers then go the way they go. Now that make we see the number of picking them now where they try for go tertiary and higher education also to increase severely. And that is because it was deliberate. That was the intention from the onset. We see parallels don't come out between girl picking and boy picking in terms of the one the way they complete primary education able to take the MPSC exam. Tragedy, there was a huge gap. Number of boy picking them, the percentage be higher. The girl picking them percentage was a lot less because of them challenges than they in with traditional and cultural setting. That equality they don't come. Then parallels then you can draw them now. Go to Becker, go to us now. They see results, then they come on now. You see girl picking and they perform past we demand them. And that is what you want to see in a society. That was what the investment was meant for. We can now come and get a conversation. And not of us say with the investment and they don't happy now, that means all the problem they don't know. AKK didn't get the problem there. In our position. So
these are visible.
In 30 seconds. But now we get an opportunity for advance the conversation in terms of what are the challenges? Right?
So
how do we continue for
we can't talk about the challenges?
How do we continue to make the education as well as
97%?
How do we continue to make them better?
In terms of
them figures, they are not a lie. It shows something deliberate in terms of the focus and vision of President.
Imran don't accuse me of one thing today. I just want to make clear. He say me no they see me they see the glass half empty. No, if you listen to it, I don't say when it comes to the health sector, I have given solutions, and I will do the same for education. What Imran don't do this morning, I think this will have been one thing we if I don't celebrate with the answer, but it still not get the question right. Yes, as a country, we don't make a huge leap forward when it comes to girls' education.
You want to repeat that on the back again?
Of course, why not?
For the listeners there?
Of course, why not? I am not. One thing I know they get clear.
No, left hand they go over.
No,
Another part they want to go over.
We as opposition, we are not being destructive to this nation. When we make stride forward, we've made a huge stride forward in the area of girls enrollment and girls performance.
They are on a cut down the leg of social media. It is coming from.
No, Imran, hold on. I mean, allow AKK.
Imran, I have been one of the person.
I'm excited to hear that from you.
More time investigating in education.
I'm excited to hear that from
things
you.
That you make, some statement you don't make, we categorically no sound for be very factual. Let me make this clear. The examination fees, not to President Bio start time. You know, when a lot of stop for run a country where they think, like say, nothing was running until President Bio came. No. The examination fees was started after the, in fact, I mean, part of the package of the TRC. Pakaba start for implement them. President Koma run until the 10 years, and President Bio continue for doing. Law no write off people in history as if Sierra Leone started only in 2018 when President Bio came into power. That is one. Secondly, again, I want to let Imran know say, all public examinations we get for do with primary schools and deke for almost a period of 10 to 20 years. Majority of people don't lead them in Galpi Kingdom. Maybe he has not done that statistics. I have done that. I am so passionate when it comes to education. Again, let you know, get that record straight. When it comes to
so this one comes in government's continuity because then self continue that piece. I mean, for the past 3 years, Galpi Kingdom.
What I don't do, people are talking about health. I not blame President Bio or I not condemn the government. Which I don't do. I look at the issues and the realities.
You want to take some of the glories. They go back.
I know.
No, continue.
No, go ahead, AKK. Sorry.
Okay. When you look at the take for example, you also talk about performance, you talk about manifesto commitment. This is where we have a problem when it comes to education. Look at President Bio's manifesto promises of education. Look at the realities today. They are not much. But let me take my time for do the way everybody see publicly when President Bio go the AYV debate with presidential candidates. And when he be talk about the free quality education. The package way again. Allow me to explain this. President Bio promised free school uniforms, free exercise book, free school textbooks. He promised a 380,000 school fee per one Peking. Although the calculation we do at that time, the total calculation, if you calculate this by 2 million Peking for dinner school, although the answer not be correct, but I can understand that there is kind of tension around. But if you play that clip there, you listen what he said. The calculation was never correct. So, but what he promised basically was 380,000. This was at the time like $50 per child. The reality is today in primary school, kids are being paid for 10,000 leons. In secondary school, beginning to pay for them only 150,000 leons. This is below the benchmark. With President Bio, we tell we that endly. Waiting President Bio also tell we in a manifesto and in first address to Parliament, he say he build primary school now every section of this country. That one enough for only increase access. It also for increase reduce the burden on parents for sending the pikin and go far distance like we come on our villages. So we still get that challenges there. He say they build secondary school now every ward of the country and they build a senior secondary school now every constituency. Has this been done? No. He said they give study opportunity for teachers who don't teach for over 10 years in schools. I wish you go do a phone call and ask the teachers, are they getting this? The answer is no. But he talk about one very important thing with self. Again, President Biobi promised say no picking no go buy college form. And we see the Ministry of Education, the first year in 2018, pull out the press release.
So let's stick to the primary education because that's another area to talk about.
What Imran do is he not stick to the primary education. We want to make the conversation very simple. It went on. And because we are addressing the people, we not let anything just slide away. You talk about university education. Imran, I want to say for the last 4 years, your government has not paid subvention to institutions. Waiting and do, in fact, this year, as we talk, so most of the government institutions don't add college university fees to almost 50% because government has failed to pay subventions. This is just the reality.
I think there is a message there where, as you talk about this, just pop up where they come out from, I think, for the camera and from our Facebook page. It said, so you remove the 75 years school fees and, well, 75 loans, okay, fees, and of course, and the 200 exam fee, and then you increase university fee from 2.8 million to 6.5 million.
That's the situation that we find ourselves. So guess what? The model of the APC, and then I wish we never don't politicize everything and we listen to ourselves as a country. Government was doing per student subvention model in which the university is allowed to charge. Government pays 75% of the fees. They pay and they pay 35%. When you check waiting Komadi pay for in Pekin at primary school at 10 leons, and you check that Komadi pay now 7 million leons, I think if you make a funding program and ask the people forgive 75% pay off by government and pay primary school fee at 30,000 leons, waiting the Komadi and go there. I wish you could do that one day, and we all will get the answer.
So, second, but as for now, let me go back. Don't push to this university.
Let me go to the primary.
We'll therefore do it later.
No, Imran,
but you look at, I'm coming. You look at the amount of picking there, where they go for go sit MPS. I mean, from 2024 to 2025, you see the Gal picking and the seats more than way picking. I mean, above 80,000, between 84,000 and of 83,000, and of course, it's a plus for the government.
Yeah. We're in an internet age. I am talking now, you have an opportunity because I'm not able to talk in the Google. Google from 1993.
No, we talk about this MCC. No. We talk about this report 2020.
No, I am going to your report, but I want to make something clear. From 1993 or 92, then begin sit NPSC to date. In every exams we give a do with primary school, the girl picking number who passed the boy picking. I am saying this as a professional in the education sector. But let me tell you what didn't happen and where we've solved the problem. We had a problem with girl picking them after they don't sit Beke for going to the SS level. And that is where as a government, and that is where as an opposition, we also be agree say we need forget the Jewel bill. We also need forget legislations where they stop early marriage of we picking them. We also need forget legislations where they protect the picking them. In fact, I will say this, and I take credence to be part of that history. For say we get the toughest sexual and gender laws in the world. You understand? We lead up to imprisonment. Even in life imprisonment, even in India, where rape now be almost now one of the biggest crime. They not get life imprisonment for Dandy. We as members of parliament take upon we say opposition as well as ruling. We made one of those tough laws in in the last parliament, the 5th parliament. This is to ensure we able protect we picking them. So what you see today, it's not just a dream of the president. This is a national dream where we support the president for this.
But quick one before I
But let's not also forget this. Imran talk about the issue of public exams nation. I'll say this and I'm on record. Majority of the picking them we I don't encounter with now Cambia and around the country when I've pushed victims are kids who were deprived from taking private their WAS exams by the Ministry of Education. In 2000 oh my god.
Yes, okay. No, because of time. Because of time.
Imran.
So Imran, from that Kush side, I mean this is a dream. I mean, where the president we get. But I remember the president talk about, I mean, in the free quality education, make a specific statement, say, no girl picking or no picking, not for the in street. And even up to now, when they see picking, even during school hours, they're still in the street. I mean, waiting up with that statement, the way, like, it be so rich a situation where people they expect, say, picking off for sale cloths. I mean, picking up for sale, that means during the school hours. But these are happening now. These are the practical reality. What happened with that statement with the president will make?
So, excuse me. When presidents talk, when leaders talk, their statements are aspirational. it shows a desire. It also shows that's the ambition at the core.
So Imran, it's a clarity that the president take education serious. Waiting happen with NTN. But still, you are saying the work at the streets and see Cal picking or picking them still in the streets of Freetown. Waiting happen with that. We know say president get passion for education. So I don't really go for that again.
You ask the same question. So I mean, if not be something new, I mean, if I don't say okay, hold on to that, they answer this way first. But not the same question you ask. So allow me to answer them. When leaders talk, they're aspirational. It shows their desire. It shows their ambition. At their core, it shows them values and them beliefs and which for work towards. And so, therefore, you look at the sum totality of within their play and within the MCC percentage they show 97%, as you rightly put up. Quite clearly shows that aspiration they are achievable. It not mean say you eliminate every single malaise in society, every single challenge in society. You just suddenly they eradicate them like that. But that you could significantly move towards the direction and get to a point where you get like 0.1% of them picking a day were left out of the educational sector. I think another way you're supposed to look at statements made by His Excellency the President or any other president, as a matter of fact, that their statements are aspirational. It shows a desire, it shows a determination, right? And the figures at this particular moment in time, they speak for themselves.
So how
they speak for themselves now?
How then determination and they not be probably greatly monitored by people who are responsible for education business? Because Imran, it's of concern. We to make them need to go school as per now, and hopefully the government don't even find out. But me and you accept the reality. There are still kids out there. We need to go school. We suppose for in a school. We need to go school.
I think so. For all now, I will safely say I'm the only one who probably sits GC O levels and A levels.
I beg to differ that you don't know we don't know how so about for education.
Just by the age difference, I know. I mean, if you go sit at private.
Well, I would say that I sat to the O level. So forget about that day.
No. Now, point at the try for make, I not the try for. I mean, I did talk about the age gap. Yeah, between me and you two. If you see GCO and A levels at your age now, considering the age between
I know
I'm sufficiently older than you. The point where they try for make, the larger point where they try for make is this. Yeah, from me on 10 when we sit O and A levels in this country, I have always seen picking them at treats. Yeah, I tell you about 40 some odd years.
No, but this government take serious. This government take education very serious. Other government take serious, but this government take more serious. And the president, I'm coming.
Which one for do?
The president, we talk say, not picking up for the street during school hours. Where the president not be talk so, Imran.
Which I want.
The president not be saying, don't picking up for the street during school hours.
Which I want for do. I want for low gets. But which I would like say, it's an elevated conversation already. I want for let be a bit more serious now. Yeah. From me on term, them I'd always see picking in a street who never went to school for one reason or the other. And those are the things you can't take away from societies. Doesn't mean that you can't do your best for make sure say you reduce them in terms of policies, plans, and programs. So. You talk about picking the wooden street, even in the United Kingdom. You understand? I sure said I'm good. You see picking an street, we're left out of the educational system. Social services don't try their best and do all kind of thing. It has still not worked for them. It doesn't mean that successive UK governments not get policy for make sure say picking them not there in school up until the age of, I think it's, for them it's about 16 or 17 and kind of about 10 because by 18 they expect them supposed for the university or for the into tertiary higher education. It is still happening. That's the reality. But presidents them always where they make statements. Now waiting at the aspiration. That aspiration they now is now being backed by policies, plans, and programs. So back to the MCC. When them policies, plans, and programs then they take hold, now them MCC use their independent metric for assess and evaluate, right, and reach their own conclusions. Them, as he said, 97%. What it shows is there's a 22% budgetary commitment to education at this country. What it also shows is, right, that investment there is significant enough, right, for change the data and statistics in terms of access, right, girls' education, girls completion rate at primary level, girls completion at secondary level, for being able to take public exams, both MPSC, Beke and WASC, and so many other things. Now, tertiary education, I will touch on that for 30 seconds. I remember there was a town hall in Afrobe College, right, and the minister in SSFP Dede, Dr. Wuri, for envision tertiary education and what it mean for the future and how for continue for roll out. And a number of conversations then they will be happening around that one day. I hope say the ministry, because I know Dr. Wuri very well, she's passionate about her job and the job we President Gian for do, that then continue for engage on their issues and so that people are alert and alive to the realities of education at tertiary and higher level.
Thank you so much.
And how we're able for move forward.
Thank you so very much, Imran and AKK. We'll continue the conversation, but go to first caller now already. We'll go online and pick the call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Epic.
Good morning. Your name and the side you call from, please.
Lamin Samuel Kweato.
Lamin Samuel, go ahead.
Yes, the question we really want to ask. Waiting now, Leone in aim actually party MCs.
Okay.
For all the country don't know more for discuss politics or will they go for the money? Because is it $400 million day at stake? Now the money we want or not just discussion? Because from next time they will take part by this MCC team. We don't get profit now by getting this money for country major project in this country. But year in year out, we know they see this money. So what are we aim actually to look for? Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. 079-994-993. That is number for be part of the program. And when you call, stay within 1 minute and of course go straight to the point. So go ahead and pick another call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Reggie. Good morning, sir.
All right, good morning, Father Lambert. Go ahead.
God bless you, sir. I just want to ask you two panelists, Imran and AKK, in terms of this education and the health side. From since the past government, what are the developmental way they make towards the health facility through the picking them and with the adults, and waiting at the facility where they make, and how they left this education business. We they like today the education on go be so we be no to time this up for then the discuss about politics. That time this up for develop this country. But it seems like all the the defending party, then the defending party. Not only time now. At the time this as opposition, let we all come together, let we develop this country in terms of health and the education side. Because I say education is the key of success. But now communication, my brother. Look, the Peking don't get agree 70, agree 60. When you go for go interview, then they say you for pay 3,500,000. Go na them vying, go na them technical. You know, go na them FSSG, go high school, go Congress. Then you see how then they pay for interview. When you Peking don't sit once, or you don't sit like and they say free education. Is it right? So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Today, Abubakar from our Facebook Live page is saying when you go to hospital, then go tell you say medicine no day, and them go tell you say na for go na pharmacy. Anyways, 079-994 go line again. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. This is Abakar from Fomex.
Bakar from Fomex. Go ahead.
All we can say, the past government they try a lot, and they bring light now we have. When it comes to health center, health business, and they make sure say they provide health, now all different parts where they know in the struggle. For them to approve that, now that they make where this government here come, they meet cottage where we get to in a cottage. So you have standard in a way that the standard way it is, any hospital where you get to the whole country, if the condition very critical, to any woman, a cottage are going to be direct and straight that they become. Because cottage gets all the material, it gets all the tools for pay that. Come to education. Education, this government tell me say 22%, they don't base some on education. But from where they want to give you that 22%, we not see anything that happen. Like example, under the past government, we see they add school swim. Now all different parts when they add school swim, and we see the kind of expected teachers they get. But you left there again. So what's education?
So I have also my speaker. I just got 1 minute.
Hello, we the students then they graduate, then they give them scholarship for them go study more outside. But now not the same.
Thank you so very much. And Mohammed Suleiman Koma from our Facebook page is saying the people don't have ambulance, but government ministers are changing expensive cars like Sierra Leone have a manufacturing, or that Sierra Leone have a factory. Okay, I think that was what he tried to say. Log online again. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Ivan.
Good morning, Abuloko.
Yeah, Abuloko Central Media One.
Go ahead, man.
Ivan, I tell me to brother, then they thank you, Mr. Imran and Mr. AKK. You know, we talk education at this country, it don't go behind. How education go behind? Because the private school they dominate the government school in terms of national exam. You know, where this not me ever they happen at this country. Always government school, always they get the best results in terms of national exam. Now private school don't take the lead. You know, for tell you say the education don't die.
Okay.
And the side of the health, they beg them, the politicians them. You know, the people of this country they die, where them tell not reach for die because of better health facility in other the country.
Thank you.
They beg them.
All right. Thank you so very much. Halaji is saying, Imran, you guys are always comparing with the first world countries in terms of lapses and lack of ability. But you guys will never do the comparison again with first world country in terms of good governance. Log online again and pick another call. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Your name and where you calling from?
Mohammed from my mind.
All right, Mohammed, go ahead.
And from the store. No, I want to have a bit of okay. So, although the all the property
we seems to get hello. You can move away from Usaid. It will not seem so to get you clear. You will not mind for call back, yeah? All right, 079-994-993. The number for be part of the Epic Morning Show. Log online again. Hello, good morning. Hello. All right, I'm afraid we're not going to continue that call. The way you call, move away from your radio set and go down and be quiet, so we will get you clear of which you they say. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Pamusa Nadrasak.
Pamusa Nadrasak, go ahead.
Thank you. Mr. Ivan, let God bless you.
Amen.
The question they go, and Mr. Sillah, and we see one keke man go with one belly woman Kochi hospital. We see the charge money where they charge her with. They say if you not get the money, they know they treat the woman. So log commodity, then the government been come. They say any teacher will teach for 10 years. A get chance for lay in Pigin Kona College. Then benefit of this one, then log we left the begin them, we begin them where they sit back. I wonder when they follow up, like as one caller been mentioned about that. When they go and they school them, you journalist or any other person, you take one picking where you sit back, go with a like they make they go do interview. Like when I see how much money where they call for this free education. And I tell you now say we the comrade and we want for love picking them land book. If you not to that to God, we'll not be able. Because they never go 3 million or 4 million. Who say go put that money there? Yes. So I wonder when they follow up.
Thank you.
What about the anger? People that don't pull that anger. So anger is I don't die down.
Thank you so very much, Pamusa. Thank you for your contribution. It's 079-994-993. They talk about health expenditure and also girl picking them. Primary education completion. So I then want to look inside, invest in people. Log online. Hello, good morning.
Ivan, good morning.
Good morning, Commander Jebo.
Ivan, you know what? Why make a call? For that Greek ethic radio, all the staff of ethic radio, not about them two people I know. Because, and I call back later and say, Sierra Leone then they would need everything. And Sierra Leone then they went for be like Imran who that position. And Sierra Leone they went for be like AKK. Not to you lawyer. But one thing, I'm not a contributor, they can't drop me line. Because
Thank you so very much. And 079-994-993, now the number for be part of the Epic Morning Show. And when you call, go straight to the point and continue for this any message for our Facebook live page at Epic Radio 99.3 FM. Logo line. Hello, good morning.
Epic Radio.
Go ahead, boss.
Hello.
Your name and side you call from?
Rogers Juba.
All right, Rogers. Go ahead from Juba.
I really want, because it happened for, say, the time that free health care been there, we former president been there, we be born that time, we be born picking there. And at the same time, that time we former president been there, we been get picking there in our school there. It don't can happen again. We get picking there in our school, then we born picking there. All of the things, sometimes this conversation with them people here come, the best thing we them go do, let each of them give the young way with them feel say a solution to a problem in this country. We then go talk about it, we all go, we work with them, where things then go change. But not let alone be say this person can a campaign or any other thing. Let's find solution to a problem.
All right.
The health education, the health care way former president Bigi and not be going in vain. Now they don't bring free education. What is the problem towards the free education? Now we could talk about, then we try for rectify them.
All right. Thank you so very much. 079-994-993. The number for be part of the Epic. We'll take 3 more calls and try for up the first segment of the Epic Morning Show. Logo line again. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and side the call from?
Now, Paconte, they talk from Obgon.
All right, Paconte, go ahead.
I dey tell you now, thank you. We na dey analyze, they tell you wetin dey happen. The 2 panelists, them, Lord put Shalom first. Lord forget about party. We put Shalom first. The country they go before. This free education, the government don't try, the president don't try in best. But the private school then they dominate. The government school they relax because of the teachers then, the money what they give them, better. At least, like when you want to do this free education, if waiting and call the teacher the money first,
okay.
From that, he say, okay, I will make free education. Because the teacher then they make, I don't tell them. You see, the private school now they learn, now they did before.
Thank you
the
so much.
healthcare, then they try. Easy. You see?
All right.
Thank you very
Thank you so very much. Alaji from our Facebook page is saying our education system is not working properly anymore. Even this government, from the president, as he's trying to say the president, to ministers and parliamentarians, even this Imran, are all sending their kids to private school because they don't trust the government schools. I think that's what he's saying. Logo line, second to last caller. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, brother.
Good morning, boss. Your name and where you calling from, please. All right, Abdullah. Go ahead. Speak a little bit louder, small, yeah?
This country, the problem, we didn't do lots of politicians here. Now we get the greatest problem of this country. You understand? Because the same person the truth. Always they say SLPP yeah, really the independent paper things from who they give independence at this country, from who they found salon. You know, they didn't SLPP
all right.
The day when we all as country we realize SLPP and APC, the old different ideology, I say to God. When we all do understand that, now we begin all the politicians there accountable.
Thank you so very much. We'll take our last call and for the first segment of the Epic Morning Show. And Reginald Brano Jukuse are set for the second segment. Logo online quickly. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Your name and the side you call, please.
I'm Mohammed Conte. I come from Port.
All right, Mohammed Conte. Stay within 1 minute, yeah?
Okay, sir.
So the question why I asked Mr. Sillah, what side is the healthcare lay from now? Because healthcare, one of the things they exist, people in the go for good fun, and one of the then they think that's the how I the I don't know as government how much the money for healthcare.
Right. Thank you so very much. I will not go take any more call again. Imran AKK, I'll last of it, Imran.
Well, one part the caller then they ask, we just sit down and they talk about MCC, we think they have put the money. We need for update up, and as a result, we also need for updates on our listenership and viewership. That
so we don't make it only clear. Say this scorecard 2026, not the affect 480 million. I think we did that yesterday.
No, but you this post will call. Not
ask you. It's not an issue of
we are. No, but we'll go for continue for the two arms, so not to one off. So tell anyone that have been tuned yesterday, some of them
continue.
This one not been tuned because we've been tuning here and they know they ask this question.
Continue, so, go ahead.
You know, so while people know say it does not affect the MCC money. It does not affect the MCC compact. That project today, we know say it's ongoing. We've been, I think I've been the head of Chancery, now the US Embassy at Benin 98.1 radio station. We also give some breakdown in terms of the money where they don't begin disburse for set up the basic structures them. And I think say now by next year 2026, I think around mid to the back end of 2026, and the project is actually the kick-off the start. But we feel fortunate and blessed that with the transition, the new administration in the United States will be affect countries that will be don't get the compact. And for which they may put it on hold, Salon lucky enough for be reconsidered again, and and the project continue from that point. So we're grateful. It says a lot about the leadership, right, of President Julius Maada Bio and this government, and that make we seem for their tracks then kind of about goodwill then they. On the issue of scholarship, Rampa, you callers and talk say, well, scholarship they're not there again. These are, I mean, not to true. I know plenty people them we don't get scholarship, we don't go out for good study. One of my other friends saying just come back. I think you may go China, I go do masters in something. I know people who just don't go recently. I know people who do Russia and all them places. And so there are a lot of scholarships happening. You just need to stay in touch and be in tune. Which is in the happen at the Ministry of Tertiary and Higher Education for able to get access to the incident day. Somebody say, well, me like for the compare. You ask the question, say, the see picking an athlete, and I raise a point, say, since me born at the go school, I don't see picking an athlete in this country. Yeah, within presidents and they talk aspirational. It's a desire, it's a determination, it's a focus backed by policies, plans, and programs for make sure say you reduce that one that we talk about. So, and I mean, say picking in, you're not going to ever go for see an athlete again. Dunia don't know. It is still going to happen in this country, and it happens in every other country. We get better educational system than the West. So hence the reason to make a good comparison there because we don't see them. I hope you understand. Not to like for say not the happy day. It is still happening. I want to touch on a point where AKK make at some point. I talk about that nurse Namaboka. We don't spend I think 21 years. No, so we don't go upgrading self get capacity and somehow in our pin code. Well, it is for those reasons I think say we are supposed for they engage and interact with officials then at the Ministry of Health, so that then one and they not go fall through any cracks. You know, and make sure say they're able to get the rightful place, get them pin code because the one and they contribute to society. And I'm sure if you talk to Dr. Austin Demby, those are issues in personally probably.
Thank you.
No. I did talk about the one when I get pin code because if a lot of picking them a lot of nurses then they don't train now way don't get pin code others than they through the system where they try for get pin code. I think say necessary for capture also. The one that we don't spend that long.
Thank you.
And I'm not think say deliberate is not intentional. It probably must have been an omission and oversight.
Thank you so very much.
So plenty of Eon type then they also we don't get pin code in the process, but we're supposed to make the system work. And I'm sure the minister and his staff are brilliant. Dr. Kaba, Professor Senesi, Dr. Sati Kane and all the one, and they're passionate about the work where they do.
Thank you so very much.
Few and far between.
Yeah. Something interesting they were left permit me for do this one. In 20 we allocate 22% and a budgetary allocation that's about 1,105 million in the 2025 budget. But interestingly, in the supplementary budget, government reduced this money to 681 million. So the education allocation where government begin has been reduced in the supplementary budget.
Okay.
And by almost 400 and something million. And this is why government is not able to pay school subsidies the whole of last academic year. And they struggle through they only pay one term for a whole academic year last year, and they can't pay the backlog in this academic year before it starts. And as we do so now in this academic year, government has not paid that again. Another issue we one caller talk about is the private schools, they get more good results than the government schools. I want to say this, and I've said this again. The total number of teachers in the school system now 78,000 teachers. Out of the 78,000 teachers in the schools, now only 34,000 teachers are being enrolled. So you get 43,000 teachers in the schools that are not receiving salary. Do you expect good results from those schools? Do you expect quality education from those schools? The answer left to the people and for ascertain that. People also talk about, one thing I let Imran know and government, we've reached a point in which whether you appointed by you or SLPP, you appointed by APC not doing well, the people have a problem with us in the political class. And this is why when we have a national issue, whether it's education, whether it's health, we need to have a collaborative effort for FETAM. You ask a deliberate question, within the happen, them picking in a school, you know what happen? Not that them picking and they know they go school. I think Imran for able to answer this better. Them picking and they go school, but waiting government fail for do. When President Bill come into power, he promised he go get every school, he go promote the schools them in urban areas, which are a 2-shift system there. Then go build new classroom. Those promises have not been met. So most of them can do this so that they sell in the morning and go school in the afternoon. So one of the things we need for do collaboratively. And even
I'm not thinking that. I think in fairness, probably I ain't able for clarifying, but I think they talk about picking away. Actually, not they go school at all.
No. Let me.
I know you talk about the one that way. They do business. To their family, them, then give them lucky them for go sell, go school, and where they call.
You say it is picking and a treat. They taught during the day instead of going to school. Let me just summarize.
So meaning they know they go school.
No, they go. Some they go school.
No.
Okay, wait.
Well, let me clarify.
Because you get black motka, we they enjoy the new motka, they don't come.
No, sir.
Low stick too. No get better time. Go ahead.
So because me they interact with them, most times when I drive along the streets, I buy to them, I talk to them when there is traffic. I know most of them are going to school, but this is the problem. We need to spend more money in building those classrooms in those schools. Okay. Again, somebody talk about the private schools excelling. In private schools, every teacher that's been enrolled is being paid. Now we get a situation in which we get teachers who are not being paid and who are so demotivated. Governments keep reducing fees them. But I was saying, you don't operate a free quality education. Waiting President Bill not succeed for do, we will be succeed for doing the free healthcare is to bring the opposition on board, in which we engage councils to be part of the process. We engage the SLPP administration to be part of the process. But today we have a government where every failure is being calculated on time. Okay. Every failure is being associated to the past government, and they don't want to take responsibility for what they come. So what we need for do, this one we talk about, which is still a challenge. We as legislators go try to make the necessary laws for ensuring we keep the picking them off the street and make them a burden on the parents for putting them picking in the street.
But
what government need for do, they need to address the councils to ensure they can get bylaws we then go implement. And this is how we work development of a nation. It is a bilateral. But let me make some appeals.
30 seconds.
Dear Mr. President, the 3 hospitals, Lumley, Waterloo and Macaulay Street should not be left unattended to. They also appeal to the president that when they do recruitment for teachers and nurses, then we get the one that we don't serve. It is disheartening. For you see teacher don't teach for 5, 6, 10 years, and you go recruit somebody who just come on a college, you left the ordinary school. Again, the teachers package we be the women they implement. We get talk say if you don't cheat in school for 3 years, 4 years, when they employ you, they give you 1 year salary. That was so motivational for teachers. Today you don't take all of those packages away from teachers and expect good quality education. No, it can't work.
Thank you so very much, Honorable AKK and that of Imran Sillah, and for being part of this conversation this morning.